Welcome to Chatsunami. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chatsunami. I'm Satsunami, and I have been shanghaied into doing an episode that, honestly, before I tell you what we're going to be talking about today, I have a very special guest. You might have heard them on the channel before, but without any further ado, it is...
It's me, it's despicable me, it's Craigy C. How's things?
This is the quickest episode ever, right? Where's the fun?
Well done.
Oh, how are you doing today, Greg?
Not bad. Are you going to tell people why it might sound slightly different today?
Yes, because this is the very first episode in 2 years. Would you believe 2 years this podcast has been running that I am finally doing a in-person podcast episode? Ooh. So, yeah, it is weird. It's weird having someone else in the room. It's like, you know that Office meme where it's like the guy looks over, I think it's Dwight, he looks over, it's like, oh God! That's exactly what it feels like.
We're seeing you in person.
I know, that's actually.
It's a floating voice. I mean, for everyone else, they don't have this experience. It's like, isn't this really funny? Yeah. In a room and everyone else is like, it's just the same stuff. Always.
Well, see if you pay for the premium package, you'll get the hidden camera.
If you told me that before, I'd done my hair.
Me too. You're amongst friends here, Craig. It's okay. Craigy C, do you want to tell us what we're going to be talking about today? Because I was going to spill the beans, or the bananas as it were, but it was a topic that you actually brought up.
Yeah, I actually want to put a little bit of context in this. So Satsunami and I have been friends for, I think, 25 years now, and I'm currently sitting in this house refusing to leave till we talk about Minion Memes.
Yes. Call the police. This is serious, please, guys.
Yeah, this is basically a hostage situation.
He's waiting for his helicopter. I think that's what you're trying to say.
And this is completely sincere. This isn't one of these episodes where it turns out we're going to talk about anything, but this is a genuine thing that I want to discuss.
Yes, you know. Yes, for legal reasons, this is not a joke. Yeah, I've got the Red Panda lawyer, like, nice. Oh God, he's left the room, oh Jesus. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Minion Memes, which I'm actually going to turn this on to you before we get into the meat of this episode. What is a minion? What is a minion?
So, well, there's a lot of, that's a loaded question. In the terms of this. So in the year 2010,
Good year,
the movie Despicable Me came out 12 years ago. Off the back of this, there's two branches of comedy film, okay? Oh, by the way, I want to have this written down that I'm actually a Minion Memes historian. This is like, this is what I do.
Yeah, Craig quit his job for this. Yeah. This is an income.
I actually live at the Vatican and we research most of the time.
What, the Dominion Code?
Yeah. So, what happens? Despicable Me comes out, and then at some point soon afterwards, someone puts text on a picture of a meme, and it reads, because this was on a crack.com article we shared between us, and they found what they think is the very first Minion meme, and it's something like, when you smile the whole world smiles with you, and it's like Kevin the Minion doing a wee dance, and this basically changes the course of meme history. I did a bit of research, and what I want to put in context is what was happening in 2010.
Oh God.
Some of the other most popular memes of 2010. Doggy, or Doge, You Dog, I Heard You Like Memes. So I did a thing. Trollface, the Success Kid, Nine Cat. That was 2010.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, like, the Rage comics die out,
yeah.
and the bottom text, bottom text memes start up.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2010. All of your favourite memes from that era are dead. Okay, all of your favourite memes from that era are dead.
This has just turned into a Joe Rogan podcast. All of your memes are dead.
All your memes are dead.
Can I like put this clip with some motivational music? And it's just like, your memes are dead, and here's why.
All your memes are dead, and here's why. Kevin the Minion. And there's a couple of theories as to why this happens. But why 12 years later are you still seeing Minion Memes on Facebook?
Sorry, can I just say, I can't believe this is the very first in-person episode.
I told you I researched this.
But sorry, go.
Why do I know so much about this?
You tell me.
So there's a couple of theories. But the main sort of prevailing one is effectively they're like smiley faces. The yellow, different expressions, different clothes. There's like a customization element to it all, which memes of the time don't really have. They're very static templates. Your Nine Cat only looks like a cat, but the minions, you can dress them up in different clothes. You can get like older ones, young ones. There's one that's dressed up as Sylvester Stallone for some reason, and these memes explode and get shared with mums and stuff. And effectively you get two branches, which is, then you ask me what's a minion. One thing worth noting as well, these minions never say any of this stuff, right? Have you seen any Minion movie? They have never said, I don't know, I sent you one this morning about like strangulation, didn't I?
I think you did,
yeah. So these minions never say these things, but Minion Memes split into two, and about like 2011, and one route is, of course, younger people get a hold of it and think it's hilarious. So you get things like all the jokes where it's like, oh, actually the FBI get involved. That kind of like, and that eventually turns back round in 2022 to Gentlemen's. You can watch the exact path of that dankness there. But the other path is a sincere path, right? When it splits off, and these memes just get pumped out on a conveyor belt by various Facebook pages and shared by Facebook mums for years and years and years and years and years up until now. And that's what a Minion meme is.
Can you believe that this all stemmed from a 2010 film?
That had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the Minions, at least to me, they're very similar to... I was genuinely trying to remember the other trends that we grew up with, because the only one I can think of that's even close is the Rabbids.
Yes.
Who came from, was it Rayman? Yeah, and they became more popular because they were just over the top, they were crazy, and then Minions came along from Despicable Me in 2010, as you were saying, and it was a guy, I think, called Pierre Coffin. I mean, I can't imagine being that guy, right, who develops these, like, cutesy characters. I think they weren't initially, but, you know, like, development develops, and they went from being, like, these cutesy things to evolving with their own life. This is why you should check people's faces. You'd be like, son, are you posting Minion memes? No, I'm fine.
Do you know, according to the movies, the Minions are immortal. They're like, they've been there since, there was like, the Minions existed and then the universe was created. Like, but like, just from the point like you were saying about the guy creating them, they are more popular by miles in the film. The fact that I know that there's prequel films and they're called Minions. Yeah. But the fact they rebranded their films to not be Despicable Me, blah blah blah, is now Minions, blah blah blah, I think tells you a lot.
No, it's really shocking though. If you actually look at them, and I was saying this to you and you were just like, I don't care, I want to know about the memes. But if you look at the films, you'll know that they speak a kind of, well, what initially seems like a gibberish language, but it turns out that is technically a constructed language called Minionese. So it's kind of clever in a sense, because it's like all these different words from different languages put together. So when you have the minions, you know, on screen, they'll appeal to like everybody, because someone will recognise a word, like, you know, when they say banana or something, you'll go, oh, they're saying banana, or they're saying something very similar that you understand. So they have that, I can't believe I'm saying international appeal, like they're the Beatles or something. But you know, there's probably a Beatles minion.
I believe what you're saying, if I were to sum this up, is eat your heart out, J.R.R. Tolkien. The minions came up with a whole language. Klingon could only hope to be, what was the guy that wrote Star Trek was called? Klingon could only hope to be Minionese, is what you said.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. But then again, Hamlet hasn't been translated into Minionese. At least
yet.
I'm saying I'm hoping it hasn't. Like every night I go to bed and I say like a very sincere prayer that hasn't been translated into Minionese. But
well, there's a translator online, so I can just run it through.
How do you say welcome to Chatsunami?
I'll be my next.
No, we have all the time.
After this episode, my job as historical Minion Memes is finished, so I guess my next job is the future. Which is translating Hamlet. So that'll be my next job. So
the next time you're going to be in podcast episode is it's got Craigy C. Where did it all go wrong?
No, it's going to be Craigy C and Satsunami from Hamlet. 5 hours long.
How did you convince me to dress up as a minion?
We're not even on camera.
I know.
I do want to talk about something else, though. I want to talk about why I send you Minion Memes.
Actually, sorry, can I just interject before you say this? I remember I was just minding my own business, you know, living my life, doing, you know, Satsunami things, as it were. And then all of a sudden, I get a ping on my phone. And, you know, it's a message from Craig. And I think, oh, I wonder what this is. Is it like talking about streaming? Is it talking about wrestling? Like, what is it about? And then I check it, and it's a Minion Minion meme, and I think, that's funny, because I don't remember making friends with a middle-aged mother from Facebook.
You're missing an important part of the story. So,
Do tell.
the first thing we used to do, we had a bit of a running joke, and we would send each other wine memes.
Oh, wine o'clock.
Wine o'clock memes. I used to go on Facebook. I had a few people on my Facebook that got getting older. We're getting older now.
Yeah.
So if I would tell anyone listening to the podcast, I think Satsunami in his 20s, but we're getting older now.
You just had to out me on this episode.
Yep.
On Minions of all things.
Still 29. And more and more people are sharing wine memes. And I thought it was really funny because, people on the internet find these quite funny, ironically. And so I started looking at wine memes, wine o'clock memes, until there's one I sent you, and I actually went back in our chat to go find it, but I couldn't find it because we sent each other too many pictures. But at one point, I saw a wine meme that was something along the lines of, like, don't talk to mummy on a Friday till she's had a special drink. And I went, I can't look at these anymore. That's someone who's very ill, suffering from alcoholism, and should be getting help. Instead, they're making memes about it.
I think the more depressing thing is when you see teachers making these memes as well, and you're like, these are people who look after children. Are they okay? Someone please go check on them.
And so my friendship ended with wine memes that day. I was like, this has gone too far. I'm genuinely upset now. I wasn't having a good time anymore. And so I found the next best thing, which is Minion Memes is a lot funnier. What's always fun about Minion Memes is there's always something weird about them. No matter what that is. So it would either be super crusty JPEGs. That's kind of old classic. Then you'll have a weird message with a picture that doesn't match it at all. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. And then the one I sent you today, I was going to read this out loud because I genuinely just sent you on the daily. There's two I wanted to talk about. You can tell that the picture is it's on a white background and it's a minion done up like a wee girl. She's got pigtails. She's wearing pink dungarees.
Just to explain to any your audio listeners, I just want to say that I will be posting these pictures on the video version. I will be coming up slowly on screen. I'll be in the distance and slowly getting bigger.
And all week on Instagram, you're doing a Minions week. A Minions meme week. That's what you were saying to me. You're going to do a Minions meme week the whole week on Instagram. Every single day a new Minion meme. That's incredible. Such a dedication to this episode.
Don't push it.
Let's read this out. You can tell a lot about a woman by her hands. For example, if they're wrapped around your throat, she's probably upset.
That's a loaded meme.
So much going on. First of all, it's not capitalised, and after for example is just a straight colon, which made me laugh. I don't know why. And the font's all over the place, but the fact is just but this is domestic abuse. Which is gonna straight up say this. I like laughing at these. I get a lot of joy from this.
Let me put it this way: someone took their time, right? Yes. Presumably by a really bad standard joke. Because let's face it, all the memes do come from, or rather, the text from these memes come from. No, not stereotypical, but general.
They come from greetings cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they come from these greeting cards, and you think, right, okay, what are they gonna slap on this time? But this person has gone one step further. Yep. Not only slapped this on a minion, they've taken the time to colour correct the apron to put the hair and pigtails, and is that blush? Jeez, and eyelashes. Jesus Christ, who makes these memes? But I don't even want to know.
Well, we can't know because what happens is the other thing I found out when looking at Minion Memes is it's actually pretty cutthroat out there, and so you get a lot of memes.
What is it, a black market of Minion Memes out there?
Not far off. So the amount of Minion Memes that I send you, and you look at them and you go, why is there a random bit of discoloration? And a lot of times people are just cutting out watermarks from each other, so they share them around all the pages, but the watermarks will get drawn over.
That is depressing.
So not only are they all sharing these memes at the same memes, but they're also stealing from each other. What's your thoughts on them? I feel like I've hogged a lot this episode.
Do I have to answer this?
You don't have to. I don't help. Our friendship.
I'll help provide some closure. I wouldn't say I have a favourite, parents say to their children, I love you all equally. The only thing is, it's the opposite, it's I hate them all equally. It's just the thing that baffles me. So I'm no stranger to, shit posts or, top text, bottom text, that kind of thing. I'm no stranger to that. I've seen my fair share of them. But when you get things like minions that it has nothing. And I'm sure you've got like a whole plethora of Minion memes saved and ready to show me. But it's just the ones I actually think are the most intriguing and the most interesting is the ones that they go out their way to edit them. It's one thing to get a smiling minion, slap it on, and then put live, laugh, love, or it's wine o'clock. Like whatever you want to put on. It's like, okay, fair enough. But when you go out your way to like make them into like punk rockers, into like Pokemon, into like anime characters, I've seen anime characters and I've seen like the emo ones and things. Can I just say, none of these are in the actual film or anything. There's no like punk rocker minion or things like that. But they just create them.
And it's not, I'm not going to say they're high quality, but a lot of these are pretty high quality.
Some of them are. Because the other one you sent me, in fact, I'm going to let you talk about this one. And can you describe it for the fortunate people who aren't watching this on YouTube?
Which one is this one?
Yeah, that's the one. Right. We've both got it up on our phones.
So it's not Kevin, it's the other one. Not the one with one eye, but the other one with two eyes. And
call yourself a minion.
I don't know what he's called. Probably Steve or something.
Is it not Stuart or something?
Stuart, that was close.
I don't know.
So he's looking mischievous over to the left, and on the left of him says, "My strength didn't come from lifting weights." And that wasn't me unintentionally pausing. There's a huge gap in this meme of like a thumb width.
Actually, yes. I'm putting my own thumb up. Hold your thumb up in front of you. That's the gap of text.
Yeah. Obviously, this has been done on Microsoft Word.
It's Windows Movie Maker. If this was in Windows Movie Maker, it'd be like the star transition.
That's what this is missing, is PowerPoint transitions, but my strength didn't come from lifting weights. My strength came from lifting myself up every time I was knocked down. There's a lot to unpack with this one. First of all, the text is incredible. I'm noticing the more I'm looking at it now, saying there's a gap at the width of your thumb.
Is that a watermark, do you think?
Either a watermark, but the text above that gap is in a bigger size than the text below it. It's like 16 point to like 14 point text.
Well, do you know why that is? Because clearly the author of this meme is in graphic design.
Oh, it's a passion.
Like, those people who keep emailing you, whenever you're a content creator on like Twitter and all these GFX artists come to you and they're like, oh, do you want a new avatar? Do you want a new icon? This is what they're doing in their spare time. In their skills. It's like every day sharpening the mind, sharpening the blade of Photoshop.
You only get better by practicing.
Exactly.
Especially using Microsoft Word wrap. That's what that is. It's when you drag that gap is only caused by Microsoft Word wrapping with an image. I'm sure this is a screenshot of a Word document.
No, that is too like yellow and crusty.
That's fair actually. So I just want to unpack this a wee bit. So my strength didn't come from lifting weights, so obviously that's like a bit of a dig at keeping fit in the gym because they love to not be fit. Yeah. That's like a gag. And then my strength came from lifting myself up every time I was knocked down. So obviously it's like a bit of a I'm great and I'll keep pulling myself up by the bootstraps. But the fact that there's like a dichotomy between the two of like that lifting weights is done, I'm great. It really got me and I don't know why.
Also, sorry, can I just point out something else? Going off on the Minion memes as a whole and like the cultural impact. So I remember, I think it was either last year or the year before, I ended up going to Orkney with my family. So for anyone who doesn't know, it's like an island just north of the United Kingdom. And I remember, right, I'm walking around and up there, and I think in the Highlands in general, is that right to say that a lot of people paint rocks and things and they'll leave them in like country trails and things, which is cool. But I remember I'm walking along and all of a sudden I see like, I was walking by this like really beautiful church and there's the ruins behind me and I see this familiar yellow head popping out and I went, that can't be right. What is that? So I have a look. Like I have a look inside the wall itself, which is crumbling. Someone painted a minion. And then even worse, I remember like for a day trip we went on a ferry onto one of the other islands near Orkney and we're driving around and I kid you not, there was actually someone had like made up like this, I don't know if it was like a water barrel, I don't know if it was like I think it was tires, and they made it up to look like a minion, painted and everything. Not even just like, oh, it's a coincidence because it had something hanging out. No, a genuine minion. So it's like, even when you're on holiday in one of like the most northern parts of the world, you cannot escape the influence of Minions. It's like, how?
Because of the design though, it's yellow and blue and some stripes. It's so people know it's that, and then you just all need to do is like a black line for the goggle. There's something about it that is just so good. Like, it's so easy. So what I was looking at when I started laughing was, I don't know if you saw the picture of the woman. She stayed in a hotel, and the wall outside was advertising the Minions movie, and this was a view from a hotel room. This one, I'm sorry for people listening, because this cannot be explained. If you just Google like Minions hotel advert window is what I googled, and it's just a woman, and she's in a hotel with really flimsy curtains, and they've backlit this advert across the street from it. It's just a giant Minion staring through a curtain like it's Attack on Titan. Absolutely incredible.
Can you imagine? And if I no, let's not imagine. No, don't Google Attack on Titan. Attack on Minion. Is this like the new? So remember when we did? Oh, sweet Jesus, that's horrifying. Yeah, I'm going to post that. Just look at that.
It's not the design I thought it would be. Oh, there we go. That's the design I thought it would be.
So I remember, I think it must have been maybe not last year, but maybe in early 2021, you and I did a special collaboration, let's say, for my year anniversary on Twitch, where we did a Sonic OC contest. It was a lot of fun, but one of the things that we've discovered, which has been a thing for years, is the fact that when you Google your name and then you add the Hedgehog, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get an OC of your name, the Hedgehog. Is this like the new Minions thing, where it's like, instead of your name, it's like whatever franchise you want, then the Minion.
Now, in fairness, I did just Google Craig the Minion, just out of curiosity. No Minion called Craig, just happy birthday Craig picture. Very cute. I think I've said everything I want to say about Minions, apart from my sort of final thoughts. So is there anything else you want to discuss?
Sorry. I just want to point out this other one that I've looked up as well. Yep.
There's another one off the ironic chain of 3, which is today Craig has made a pipe bomb. Unconfirmed.
That's why he's doing it in person today.
Legally speaking, unconfirmed.
For legal reasons, I swear to God, it's a joke.
Yeah, for legal reasons, I didn't upload that picture.
So, just before you go into your final thoughts, because I know you said that you were asking me at the very beginning of this episode, what's your favourite Minion memes? What about yourself? Because I don't think you've clarified what type of Minion memes tickle your fancy.
Well, it kind of goes into my final thought, actually. And it kind of ties into the longevity of Minion memes. So, I was joking at the start about your favourite meme's dead, but it is. And no matter what meme happens from now on, is they last for so many months now, they die off. But these Minion memes have been around forever, and they will continue to exist probably to the heat death of the universe. What my favourite Minion meme is, and it's something that I find a lot. So what I'll do is when I go to send a Minion meme, I'll go on Facebook, I'll go to Minion Quotes or Minion Memes or whatever, and I'll go find one on Facebook that makes me laugh. I'm laughing at it, and what sometimes I'll do is I'll say that, and I'll check the comments. And every so often, there's these incredible moments of raw emotion in the comments, right? And what will happen is someone will say something like, and I'll say the comment something like, always live in the sunshine because you never know when it's going to rain or something. And the comment will be, my husband used to say this, he's been dead for 2 years, thanks for sharing this moment with me. There's these genuine heartfelt moments I've been
actually?
Yeah, genuinely going into these pages. Something like how tiring it is to be a mum, and you'll check the comments and be something like, I remember this when my grandkids did this, what a wonderful time. This is why these memes will last forever and what I actually really genuinely like about them. And this is completely sincere, this isn't ironic. Memes are always good at bringing people together across a common experience. And I think that's what the word actually means. It's like a social meme is like a tie that everyone relates to. And this is basically the ultimate expression of that. No matter, these people all come together on these pages and they share these actually pretty in-depth and tough moments because of Kevin the Minions expressed it, not them. So they've got that detachment. And honestly, going to any Minion page to look at it, I'm not encouraging you to look at people's darkest moments, I guess, but every so often just click on a page and look at the comments, and there will be some person who's just opening themselves up to the world because of these memes. And that is an incredible moment they probably wouldn't have got without Kevin the Minion or Steve or whatever. And that's my favourite type of memes.
It is weird to think though that it is because Minions are, technically, if you look at Minions nowadays, they are very synonymous with things like, oh, look, it's a Minion meme. Oh, look, it's a big joke. A bit like what, as I was saying before, a bit like what Rabbids were at the time with the Rayman and, so forth. And it's really interesting to see how Minions have now taken the mantle of responsibility from Rabbids. And don't get me wrong, like, Minions isn't like, it's not high art or anything. Like, if you go to Rush and see it, even despite the gentle Minions or whatever they're called, going in, dressing in their suits and things, to be honest, they are kind of an ingenious design.
Yeah.
You've got a very simple design that you can literally draw. You draw like a yellow Tic Tac, you can put one or two eyes, you draw the overalls, boom, that's it, you're done. So kids can draw it, artistically challenged adults can draw it, myself included. But that's the thing though, because they're so, they're so recognisable. And as I said, whether it's Orkney or I think it was one of my friends had sent me one from the Lake District and it said, oh, look at this, and there was a Minion again. I'm like, how the hell, or rather, why the hell is there Minions down there as well? So they're everywhere. They're so recognisable. I wouldn't say they're like the Mickey Mouse. So, well, maybe they're getting there. I will say, like, it is a genius design and everything like that. But it is quite heartwarming to know that they are quite innocent in a way. They're just goofy, as I said, goofy yellow Tic Tacs that spout Minions. Imagine trying to sit that in school. Yes, I have a in advanced higher Minionese. Thank you very much. Yes, banana.
Is that my diploma?
Yes. It's like a minor demo.
That'd be right at the top of my CV if I had that, in fairness.
I wish I was bilingual in my Minionese.
Oh, when's it getting on Duolingo?
Yeah, Duolingo, if you're listening, you cowards. It's Minionese.
It's on.
I mean, Klingon's on it. High Valerian's on it.
Well,
where's Minionese? Before the Green Owl himself kicks down my door for saying that. Yeah, it is nice to see that because it is such an innocent character and everything, that you are getting families essentially gathering around and seeing these like memes of, and again, you summed it up perfectly, the shared experience, like where it's like, I don't know, I forgot to do something, or oh, school's rubbish, or don't talk to me before I've had my coffee, that kind of thing, and all united under these, like, as I said, yelled. It's like these Minions, and it's just, it is weird, but no, I totally agree with you. It is quite heartwarming, and I'm looking over to you and I get the feeling you've found like a completely horrid rancid Minion meme. You're gonna crush that point.
No, I don't want to share anyone's comments on this because this is unfair, but I do want to share something. Just when I was talking about people having this emotional moment, there's a meme here, and it's the one with the guy with one eye, and he said he's doing a wee finger bang pose, and above him it says, raise your hand if you've been acting like you are all okay, but inside you are really not. Below are all these people talking about how much they're hurting, and like basically sharing like mental health advice on the bottom of this meme. It is completely sincere and kind of amazing.
I do love the fact that Minion memes are now like a hydra of like shitposts. Because like as you said, you had the, well, I suppose the top text, bottom text things for like when Despicable Me came out. You had those kind of memes coming from the film itself, and then all of a sudden the Minions come in, and it's like as you said, you've got all these different branches now from just the Minions. You've got the sincere ones, you've got the ones that are clearly copy and pasted, you've got the stolen black market meme, you've got the crusty deep fried JPEG ones. It is very peculiar. Like, it is, all I'll say is, like, to kind of like bring it back, it is quite nice if like people do find comfort in it. It does seem quite strange and bizarre to think, what, a Minion meme, really? But genuinely, if people find comfort in that, is it right to say safe space? I suppose
that's what's being created of these. Somehow
that's what it seems
these people
like.
are wanting to talk. This has opened people up in a way that might not have opened up. That's all I have to say about Minion memes.
Will you leave now?
One quick thing, just it's Kevin Minion here, and he's sticking his tongue out and blowing raspberries, and it says, and I think this is quite apt, just for even what we're chatting about just now. No relationship is all sunshine, but two people can share an umbrella and survive the storm together. Kevin Minion, 2021.
Please tell me it does say that at the bottom. Just Kevin Minion 2021.
No, but that's all I have to say.
All I can say is what an emotional roller coaster. It's like we went from haha funny Minions to, and yes, and the sincerity of the Minion. I remember you said this to me as a joke. You were like, yeah, let's do an episode of Minions, and I was like, I don't know. And you thought, oh, okay, we might not have a lot to talk about.
I got prepared for this episode.
All I'll say is, Adam, be lucky. If you're listening to this, my co-host, Adam, if you're listening to this, be lucky that you weren't dragged into this episode. You're lucky he's preparing for season 3 right now.
He's not prepared as much as I have, so...
Clearly not. But no, thank you for bringing it up, though.
Thank you for inviting me for your first ever in-person episode.
I
I
know.
assume on the success of this, you'll never ask me back.
The on-air sign is just getting turned on. It's like, Chatsunami, I haven't heard that name in years. No, but it was like a surprisingly insightful episode. I mean, we've done episodes in the past like that. Like, I've done ones with Adam where we talk about like very broad topics like nostalgia or childhood games, which you were on, and what makes like a good like game, film, that kind of thing. And initially you pose the question, you think, I have no idea how to spin this out into like an hour or 2 hours or whatever. And then you actually... Yes, Craig.
Bloody hell.
I just saw Craig's eyes widen as if, oh my god. Yes, we've been talking for 12 hours and 4 Yes, if you want the extended cut of this episode.
Snyder cut.
Yeah, pure unfiltered 4-hour cut. I can't believe this is going to be like one of those bonus episodes. Where people are like, oh, what are you doing for the run up to season 3? And it's like, well, this. But no, it was a fun episode, so thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I was going to joke and say, do you want to like close the show
Oh,
and Minionese?
Oh.
Oh no, you can close the show out.
I don't know what you say.
And you call yourself a listener.
I know. Stay classy and have a banana. This has been Satsunami.
I'm sorry. Yes. Stay classy and have a banana. That's the new tagline for season 3. You know, we thought we were going to say stay safe, awesome and hydrated, but you know, yeah. Stay classy and have a banana. Read some Minion memes, and yeah, if you spot one of your family members posting more Minion memes than they care to admit, have a word with them.
Check in with them.
Check in. Then again, like I feel as if there is like a subset of people who are just like driven rather crazy by seeing so many, myself included, but still.
And in the words of Kevin, I do it because I can. I can because I want to. I want to because you said I couldn't.
That was not Kevin, did you know?
I just cut the episode.
Cut.
Cut to finish.